the Communications Director for the 3D Business Launch Model, and Gene Irwin. This is a worldwide live production event focused on some of the competitive advantages that help you in creating a business, either as a startup, acquisition, or a franchise. Gene has elected to directly address several of the areas contained in the video entitled, Step 8 Competitive Advantages of the 10 Mini Steps to Your Own Home Business. With his expertise in dealing with millions of dollars in direct sales and thousands of presentations, he will coach you into exactly what you need to say and do with your prospective clients. These specific areas that he is highlighting today are those which are most likely to keep you from growing your own home business. It takes confidence to represent yourself and your business products. Gene will help you directly in that effort. This discussion is designed to help you overcome those hurdles and discover that you can effectively deal with these challenges. Gene is confident that if you are made aware of potential problems now, you will be more effective at discovering, creating, and growing your own home-based business. Here to discuss some of those competitive advantages with you now is Gene Irwin. I will then address you with some follow-up information.
Good morning, people. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. We're going to talk to you today on 3 different segments. The first one's going to be competitive advantages. The next is going to be self-employed skills that are needed. And finally, we'll talk about licensing your business. Well, who am I? My name is Gene Irwin, and for 35 to 40 years, I've investigated companies to acquire them, more than 3,000 of them, and I've created over $275 million in sales and contracts. So what I'm going to be teaching up today are the final 10 mini steps necessary to understand how to discover, create, and build your own home-based business. Before I begin, be sure to download your own free guide to your home-based business. The links to that are shown down below this video. Be sure to order that today and get it on your laptop or your phone or wherever and begin using it immediately. Okay, so let's begin. First topic we're going to talk about today is competitive advantages. If you're self-employed, what are those competitive advantages? Well, number one, you're very rapid with your decision making, probably because it's only you. So you can make decisions, you can bounce those off of me, your mentor. You can get a hold of me at gene@geneirwin.com. Be happy to talk to you about any issue that we can help you with. And you're going to be able to have F2F. What does that mean? That means face-to-face with your initial prospects very quickly. You'll be able to understand exactly what they need and how you can supply those needs. After all, that's why you're in business. You're in business to solve someone's problem. The more you do that, the better your company grows. In the process of creating your own F2F or face-to-face with your clients, you'll eventually have one that says, yes, I'll try your stuff on conditions. And whatever those conditions are, they'll dictate to you. But in the meantime, that's going to be what we call a beta site client. The beta site client is one who takes your product or service on a flyer. What does that mean? That means they haven't paid for the whole thing yet. They want to make sure it works in their environment and solves their problems before they decide to pay your invoice, whatever that's going to be. So you'll have from that client, a beta site client, one of the conditions you want to set when you do that is you want to make sure that you can use them as a reference. And sometimes what we did with larger projects, our beta site client was required to accept a couple of times a month us bringing in other potential clients in order to sell our products and services. They were happy to tout our benefits and our creative geniuses in terms of what our product did or did not do. And we had several of those throughout the Southwest, especially in Oklahoma and Texas. At one time, I was responsible for 14 of the 50 states, and as such, I had beta sites pretty much in every state, so I could take clients or prospects in to see this client and how he operated our products and services so that they could imagine in their own mind what it is they're going to do with this product in their business. And once you're done with the beta site client and the prospects of that, you're going to have immediate negotiations. Now there's a danger in that. Let me explain what that is. If you're the only person in the company, or if you as the CEO and president go to visit someone, you can't third-party your answers. What does that mean? If your client or prospect asks you a question, you have to address it. You can't say, well, I'm not sure about that. Let me get back to my home office and I'll call you And I'll answer your question then, because I'm not sure what my management's going to say. Well, if you're self-employed, you are the management. So therefore, you got to be creative in your prospects. So, that's a great question you just asked, but in reality, what I've got to do is run some numbers back home. But generally speaking, it's going to be under blank. And that means you know your products and services and your pricing well enough, you give them an offer that is much higher than what your final price is going to be. And as part of your competitive analysis and advantages, you're going to have to provide service commitments, and you have to live up to those service commitments. It doesn't matter if you own a Sonic restaurant and you go out and provide customers exactly what they ordered, or you have a multi-million-dollar company and you deliver a product that costs several $1 million. You still have to provide service to that. Some of you may know and may recall that one of my largest clients that gave me a check worth over $4 million, in order to ascertain, in order to convince them to go with our products and services, I went ahead and convinced my management to put a regional service center in the basement of this client's building. Now, how did we do that? Well, it was a public building that the clients were in. Their company was established on several floors of that business, but not in the basement. And there are other couple little companies in that building as well. So we went ahead and rented the entire basement of that facility and used it as our regional headquarters for service and taking care of the client. Well, it made the decision very simple for management to say, well, listen, if we have a problem with the equipment, there are regional service centers in our basement of our building. We shouldn't have to go very far to get some support. And that was a secret advantage that we had for that multi-million-dollar package. You want to use me as your direct mentor. It doesn't matter what your products and services are. Your competitive advantage is me. You may not have 40 years experience in business, but I do. And they won't know that what I'm telling you isn't coming from you. So if you have any questions, even in the middle of negotiations, take a break, give me a call. You can call me at 1-800-750-8767. I'll be glad to address your questions and issues. But let's plan ahead before you get into that situation so you're not waiting on the phone for me to answer it. And I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. So today, in summary, it was very brief. We want to have you take a look at the competitive advantages. These are 10-step mini steps to your home-based business. Now, if you go on my website, if you go on the YouTube channel and look for 3D Business Launch Model, you'll find in there about 40 different videos. And one of those is going to be video number 8, which is competitive advantages. Look at that. It's about 10 or 15 minutes long. It'll provide you more information necessary to succeed in your own home-based business. This is Gene Irwin, the founder, creator, and developer of something called a 3D Business Launch Model. We wish you well in all that you do.
Hello again. This is Jessica. Gene has asked that in addition to introducing to you the videos and podcasts for the 3D Business Launch Model, that I also remind you to download a copy of your free guide to your own home-based business. You can find a link to the guide shown below this video. You can find that information on our separate development and training website with the following address: gene-irwin.mykajabi.com/home business. Again, that's gene-irwin.mykajabi.com/home business. Take a look at that information, which explains the working modules we recommend for new entrepreneurs, which is priced just right for everyone's budget, and of course comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. But we certainly hope you will use it to help create your own home-based business. You can reach us here at 3D Business Launch Model by calling us at 800-750-8767 or by email at gene@geneirwin.com. Again, that's 800-750-8767 or by email at gene@geneirwin.com. We hope you find this entire podcast and video helpful. Please go to 3D Business Launch Model and download your own copy of the video at your convenience.
Bye!
For now.